5 things F1 23 needs to be perfect. With the first tease of the new F1 game announced, these are the 5 things that I and members of the community, based on comments and feedback, believe Codemasters need to improve the next F1 game to be far better than what we have now. Number 1. Next Gen only. The current Ego engine has been in use since F1 2015 and was put solely to use for the next gen consoles of that time. We've now entered a new generation since then, but no new engine update. Online speculation has been rife with industry journalists such as Tom Henderson alluding to the fact that this new game will finally be the one to see a new engine put to use. However, further analysis suggests that the game has been confirmed on last gen consoles, meaning that the highly sought after new engine is unlikely to make its appearance this year. Now, having done a degree in game design, I know that a new engine doesn't always guarantee major improvement, not immediately anyway, but it would show serious commitment from EA and Codemasters to seeing F1 games improve well into the future as the sport gains more and more popularity. It would also help with ironing out some long-running issues with the AI and handling physics that were unfortunately baked into the engine since 2015 when this new engine was released. This would also see potential for dedicated servers and an overhaul in the penalty and rating system on online races. My Team and Career Mode overhaul. F1 My Team was introduced back in 2019. 4 years later, and the feature remains virtually unchanged. Fans and I have been asking for various improvements to be made to this mode since its release, such as a custom livery editor, aero philosophy changes, the ability to be a works team and develop our own engines, more managerial options and stats which can include both My Team and Career modes, being able to customize the calendar after the first season, and this is just to name a few. All our requests seem to have fallen on deaf ears year after year, and with the release of Motorsport Manager, this is the time for Codies to make a change before Frontier Development make their own version of My Team and kind of leave future games in the dust. Number 3. Classic cars. Classic cars have been MIA since F1 2020, and oh my have they been missed. When fans got bored of the typical mundane racing of modern F1 cars, the classic cars always provided a nice bit of escapism, especially given how well implemented they were into the game, with them being available for use online and in Grand Prix mode, as well as being able to do mixed class races. This is simply a feature everyone would be happy to see return, hopefully free of charge. We see you, EA. Number 4. AI update. The AI has always been a point of contention in F1 games since the dawn of time. However, in recent games, particularly F1 2021 and 2022, the AI have seen some unfavorable changes. Codemasters have clearly prioritized their aggression over smart, tactful racing. The AI are often seen going for overly brave and unrealistic moves, which does keep players on their toes a bit more when racing wheel to wheel, but more often than not just leads to unnecessary collisions. And for those playing on simulated damage, this is annoying. If Codemasters could have the AI remain aggressive, but commit to smarter, well thought out moves, we'd be all internally grateful. Before we get to the last point, here are a few honourable mentions. F1 Life overhaul. Tom Henderson also made the claim that F1 Life would be getting a significant upgrade to F1 World. Given that no one asked for this feature to begin with, here's to hoping that the new version may somewhat resemble games like Test Drive Unlimited 2, and not just another sofa simulator. The return of the press. The press have also gone MIA in the most recent edition of F1, and it was a nice small feature that I believe added some much needed immersion. A better contract system. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would love a hybrid of the current contract system and the older ones, in which teams would approach you with a contract that included a set of objectives depending on how good of a driver you are. If you guys have been enjoying this video thus far, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe as it greatly helps the channel. Number 5. Improved handling physics. Opinions on handling in the F1 games have always been varied, from drivers to developers at Codies to the fans. Everyone seems to have a different opinion on the direction the handling should go. Drivers such as Lando Norris believe the recent games have lacked far too much downforce in comparison to the real cars. Max Verstappen the current world champion has outright refused to play Codemasters games for this reason, up until his recent EA sponsorship, that is. In the last two game entries, 2021 and 2022, more and more fans have been calling for a change. F1 2020 was the last time the handling model was greatly accepted by the drivers, fans, and the community as a whole. However, the developers clearly felt that this meant it wasn't challenging enough and proceeded to make the cars feel more unbalanced, thus incentivizing the increased use of custom setups. Some fans preferred this, whilst others found it an unnecessary exercise in frustration. Codemasters decided to go further down this route, however, and the handling is now almost unanimously disliked by the community. The cars feel far too unbalanced and provide a level of traction that feels entirely random, especially when driving on curbs and on corner exit. This issue feeling exacerbated for those playing on the controller, which makes up the majority of the community. For me personally, I've gone back to playing F1 2020 as I found that handling model far better, and it allowed for the cars to be driven far more aggressively without the unending fear of randomly spinning. Hopefully Codemasters will have paid close attention to community feedback this time around, given that if the gameplay and traction feel right, then long-term playability is almost a guarantee, unlike the current game, which has seen a monumental drop-off in player count since release, almost reminiscent of the 2015 title. Do you guys agree with this list? If you feel I've missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. And for further videos like this, as well as updates leading to F1 23, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.